same steel doctors and dentists use in their instruments. Here, take a look at that. I put it back in their hand. All right, and finally they're just like, I'm not putting this down anymore because he keeps giving it back to me. Okay, and I just make them hold it. The more they hold it, the more they like it. You shouldn't be like, these are my knives, and those are your knives. Okay, keep yours away from mine. All right, you want to keep using it all the time. All right, so let me continue on. So as far as this goes, Mrs. Jones, so that knife that you have in your hand, so first off is the handle. You feel how comfortable that is, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, that was designed by Dr. Thomas Lamb, and Thomas Lamb, by the way, he did all kinds of stuff. Like, you know, when you touch a when you put your hand on the back of a steering wheel, it's got that. He did polio crutches. Like, he's like the master of hands, okay? Like, he has like 47 different patents of like hand things, okay? Joysticks, okay? Like, you know, for the Atari, he made those, okay? He's dead now, but you know, he's got a lot of patents, all right? So we paid him a ton of money to get that patent, you know, for that handle. So and now that costs us a lot of money, and it makes our product more expensive than the other knives, but it's worth it because of the fact that your hand doesn't cramp. You don't have problems with your hands. When you do get a little bit older, if you ever have any problems with your hands or arthritis, you know, people love this. If you do have somebody over who has problems with their hands, you know, they really love using this product, and you know, it's a really great thing. You know, and I've had a lot of customers who use this and just really just love the way it's gripped. Plus, your thumb and forefinger lock into the side, so it's a lot more safer. So you're not going to slide onto the bottom of the blade, right? Your hand's going to stick on the side, which is cool. Now, the other thing is the thermoresin. Have you ever heard of thermoresin before? No. You know why? Because it's really expensive. Okay, thermoresin is super duper expensive, but it's such a great material to use in handles because it doesn't rot, it doesn't absorb stuff, like it doesn't melt like all those cheap junky knives that people buy, you know, and it doesn't do all that stuff. So you're not going to have to worry about that. Plus, it keeps a nice look. It doesn't absorb things. It won't change colors on you, and so it's just a really great material. And yeah, it is expensive, but it's worth every penny. Then also you'll see we have a full tang. The steel goes all the way through. That balances the knife right there, okay, which is kind of cool. And that full tang means it won't shake or wobble. Now, Mrs. Jones, that's going to make, you know, having the steel like this, having our surgical steel all the way through the handle, makes our products a lot more expensive because the steel's all the way through. But it's worth it because it doesn't start shaking or loosening up. Okay, nickel silver rivets is what they use in like bridges and, you know, all kinds of stuff, so it doesn't expand and contract. You don't get mold around there on the inside, which is kind of nasty. Okay, because I always see people using like the junky knives and then they like put their hands in their mouth and stuff. It's awful. With us, that doesn't happen, so you don't have to worry about that. And the last thing is the steel. The steel is surgical steel. Doctors pay over $20 a square inch for this type of steel. And so, and this is a 7-inch knife, Mrs. Jones, and that's just the hand. That's just the steel. That's not the steel in the handle. So, you know, so that's why I told you, please be careful and don't drop my knife because it was really expensive steel on that. It's the best steel money can buy, you know, for kitchen cutlery. So, so now let me show you how it cuts. Can you go grab your knives? Okay. Now what have I totally eliminated?
Everything. Too expensive.
Too expensive, all right? At this point, I've had customers say to me at this point, you know, we're not going to be able to afford these things. Okay? Because when I tell them it's $20 a square inch and this is a 7-inch knife, what goes through their head?
It's a lot of damn money.
Yeah, they do math. So like, wait a second, it's $140 just for the steel. And then I go, that doesn't include the steel in the handle. Okay? And then nickel silver rivets and this and this and that costs more, and that costs more, and that costs more, and that costs more. My objective on this page is to depress this customer. Okay? I want them there sitting there going, there's no way in the world we're going to be able to afford this knife. Okay? That's the goal of this page, all right? To raise the value of the product. That's what we're doing here, okay? And then we cut the rope, okay? And by the way, it's not called the double D edge, right? Down where it's called. I go, so they cut the rope, by the way. I have them do it with theirs. They do all the stuff. I go, now, Mrs. Jones, here's how they set it up.
I guess.
What?
Double D technology.
Yes, that's what it is, okay? So here's what they do. So you got to set it up right, guys. So first of all, make sure they do the rope the correct way. Use the full length all the way back, all the way forth. Put a lot of pressure with your knife, Mrs. Jones. Really want to see how good your knife cuts. Now, if they have a serrated edge knife and it rips through, like don't be surprised if they get through in one shot with a serrated knife, okay? I go, like if they go and it rips through, I go, oh my god. I go, wow, that was awful, that sound. What was that? Okay? So like, I literally do that. I go, what was that? Okay? So I remember Mr. Cassetta told me once he used to, when they took their knives out, he used to keep Perel in his bag, okay? If they took a wood handle knife out, he goes, see, like, he would take the knife and then he would touch the knife and he would say, oh, okay, so you have a wood handle knife. And then he put it down, he'd take Perel out of his bag and he just clean off his hands, okay? And that's it. He wouldn't say anything, he just cleaned it like, wait a second, what? Yes?
I went to one customer pub night before trying the rope. But
Good.
he was like, all right, you want to, I'll be ready. And then he was like, all right, now I'm ready.
Good. Okay. So I go,
like,
great. I go,
wow.
did it go through in one shot?
No.
No. Right, because doing that doesn't really sharpen it. They think they're
You
sharpening.
don't even have to do that with this knife. And he was like, all right.
Sure.
He was still doing it.
Yeah. You go, Mr. Jones. Do you
fun.
enjoy doing that? Do you do that every time you eat? That sucks. All right. So anyway, so you have to set it up right. So you have them cut through, and if it takes 3, 4, 5, 6 strokes, whatever, I go, okay. So Ms. Jones, it took you 6 strokes. Now, if I could cut your time in the kitchen in half, you know, and we could do it in maybe 3 strokes, would you be excited about that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you even build that up. It's a drop down, okay? So if it takes 6, hey, I can cut your time in half if you could go in 3. And then they do it in 1, they're excited, okay? Like, oh, wow, that was even better than 3. All right, so if it takes them like 15, how many of you guys have somebody that didn't even get through the rope? Never let them stop. I never let them stop, okay? Like, they keep going. I go, oh, Miss Jones, keep going. Oh, you're almost there. You're almost there. 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Right? And I just keep getting lower. Don't give up. Don't give up. I go, Mrs. Jones, can you get the knife that you actually use in your kitchen? Okay? I go, that's it. I go, wow. All right, so if I could cut your time in half, and we could do maybe like 20 strokes, would you say that that would be, you know, worth it for you? Yeah, I guess. Okay, 1 shot, all right? So you build that up, okay? And they cut it, right? And I get them excited about that. And I go, then I get really quiet. And I go, so they cut the rope, they're like, wow. I go, Mrs. Jones, do you know why it cuts like that? And you know, when I lean in and get quiet, guess what they do?
They lean in.
They go, no, why? Okay? Like I literally, they cut, they go, wow. And I go, do you know why it cuts that way? Sometimes I'll look around just to be dramatic. I'll go, so do you know why it cuts that way? Okay? And they're like, by the way, they do the exact, I used to love doing that. Like, they go, no, why? Okay? You know, they look around, all right?
The FBI owns it, like.
I go, it's called the double D technology, okay? Technology costs money, okay? So it's called the double D technology, and it's so cool. And by the way, I don't use this thing. I draw them a picture, okay? And I go, you see, Miss Jones, in the same picture I did in your training, okay? I go, see, most straight edge knives, they have the straight edge, and I do the whole picture. And I go, it dulls on the surfaces, so you have to cut, so you have to keep sharpening it all the time, which is really neck. And then they get the serrated edge knives, and there's nothing sharp there, okay? And so the food just gets in between, and then you have to rip through it, and it just makes a lot of noise, and it's horrible, and it doesn't work. Now with ours, you got the three mini micro edges in between at each 2 points, and there's a lot of micro edges there, Mrs. Jones, okay? And so what happens is, that protects the edge, and the food goes in there and slices just like a straight edge knife. It is a straight edge knife, but it just works like, it has the protection of the serrated edge knife. So it's a combination of the 2 edges, and you know, now, Mr. Jones, we are the only company that has this knife edge, so this is exclusive to Cutco. And that makes our product cost a lot more, okay, than any other knife out there, but it's so worth it because you don't have to sharpen them all the time. You don't have to worry about them being dull. And when you have a sharp knife, Ms. Jones, you just cut through stuff, and it's so much easier in your kitchen. And so anyway, so that's our product. So let me tell you, now by the way, Mrs. Jones, and by the way, before, I used to have something here. I used to have a double D edge picture here, okay? So you can put something there if you want. Sometimes they don't even look, but I'm talking about the double D edge, and I'll go, now Mrs. Jones, the greatest thing about our product isn't the edge, but it's how we guarantee it, okay? Now Mrs. Jones, what's the best kind of guarantee that you've ever heard of? A lifetime guarantee, right? Now Mrs. Jones, could you really give a lifetime guarantee on a knife? I mean, all knives dull, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And I go, but Mr. Jones, it would be impossible for someone or a company to give a lifetime guarantee because lifetime guarantee means that it would last your entire lifetime. Now, our company, though, because of that edge and because of how confident we are about our product, we give what's called a forever guarantee, okay? And forever guarantees last forever. So, which means not your lifetime, but the lifetime of you, of little Johnny over there, of little Johnny's little kids, okay? Like, this guarantee lasts forever. And so this is one of the main reasons why I work for this company, because of this guarantee. So let me go through it. The first part's for performance. You guys know this part. I go, that means if anything ever melts, if it ever cracks, if it ever chips, you send it back, they give you a brand new knife, no hassles, no concerns, no nothing. That's how it goes. Beautiful. Skip. Okay? Do the 3 parts, okay? The last part here, Mrs. Jones, is the best part.